Hi, I'm Matt Miano, Events Manager with the Town of Dillon. I'm standing here with Council Member Louis Scovera, and we're here for the council update for, what's the date, Louis? Help me out.
Well, today is the 16th
So,
of
of course,
April.
we're dealing with yesterday's.
That's right, yeah.
How'd it go?
Oh, it was a great meeting. It was certainly one of our more positive and exciting meetings that we've had in recent months. We'll get right down to it.
It was kind of an emotion. Let's start with the emotion of the meeting. It was kind of a big deal because we sent off Mayor Ron Holland.
Sure, yeah. So most of you in the community, I'm certain, have gotten to know Mayor Ron Holland over the years. He served as our mayor in Dillon for 4 years. He was on the council 2 years prior to that. So many of you have gotten to know him through his involvement with the Lake Dillon Theater Company, with the town, with a whole host of other things. And
I played bocce with him. Actually, I got very familiar with him on the bocce courts.
Sure, he was a frequenter to the bocce courts in town. But yeah, so Ron Holland. His term as mayor ended yesterday, which, as you used the word emotional, certainly an emotional time for everybody.
And he's retiring, correct? He's going to warmer climates.
Yeah. We were saying he was going to the greener pastures of Arizona, but that doesn't make any sense. He's going to the more
really,
brown,
deserty
pastures of Arizona. But nonetheless, it's something that Ron has been looking forward to for quite a while. The next stage in his life, and he's been spending quite a bit of time down there as of late, and can't help but rub it in everybody's faces.
Although I went skiing the other day and it was terrific.
It's exceptional.
I don't know if rubbing that in his, I don't know if he would really care, but we certainly wish all the best to Mayor Holland. So not only was it emotional sending him out, but we were fortunate enough to welcome in Mayor Kevin Burns. He was sworn in last night.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kevin took the oath of office last night. And he is now our acting town mayor, which is very exciting. Again, many of you within the community will know Kevin, and you'll have a chance to get to know him in the coming years. He's done a great job with our council for the last 2 years. He was just elected to a 4-year mayoral term, and who knows where Kevin's going to go from there. Hopefully, he's sticking with the town of Dillon as mayor for a number of terms. But he's an up-and-comer, certainly, in the
Well, I'm excited that
scene.
we have him at least for the next 4 years. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves, but we're excited to have Kevin on board. Not only are we excited to have Kevin on board, we also appointed a mayor pro tem, which, correct me if I'm wrong, that's basically the assistant to the, or not assistant to the mayor, but kind of like the vice president. You would be the mayoral assistant or the second in charge. And I can't remember who won that vote.
So your description, I liked that, vice mayor. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I horribly described. Well, thank you for covering. Vice mayor.
No, perfectly.
And I feel like someone in the vicinity of me was fortunate enough to take that.
That's right.
Title.
It was an honor that the council appointed me as mayor pro tem for the next 2 years. It's an exciting opportunity. I see it as a way to get more involved in the leadership side of the council, and I know that Kevin and I, we work very well together in the past. We will continue to do so, and stress and communication. That's within our council, and then of course within the community as well. Those are going to be our points of emphasis.
Sure, and you know what? I'm just going to bring this up because I've been bringing it up a number of different times on this, but communication is key. And we've talked about different public forums and how the council meetings are open to the public and stuff. So as far as communication goes, if you guys want to join us at any one of these public forums or council sessions, by all means do. You can go to townofdillon.com and see when those are scheduled and kind of see what town council is up to. That said, I'm excited that you've been put into that position and that Kevin has taken over as mayor. I think we're in a good spot. And then the other guys that got re-sworn in was Eric Jacobson, Mark Nickel, and Tim Westerberg have all run successfully for another 4-year term. So they were also sworn in last night.
Yep, those guys were all sworn back in. They've been working with us. Tim has been on the council for 4 years. Eric and Mark about 2 years apiece, roughly, if memory serves. So they're well known to the council. We're very excited about the future of the council and the town of Dillon. We feel like we have an outstanding team assembled, and especially with Kevin assuming the new position as mayor, we're certainly moving in the right direction. And as Matt mentioned, these public process that we have been engaged in. Please, by all means, come to as many of those as possible. Come to our Tuesday council meetings. The more involvement we get
Exactly.
from you, the residents of town, and the greater county as well, the more input we get from you, the better job we are going to be able to do. So come on by and help us out.
Agreed. I'm going to back up. Did we mention, and maybe we did, you know, I was saying earlier I was a little under the weather. Did we mention where we're at? And here's
We sure didn't.
We're at Active Communications over in Dillon Ridge.
Yeah.
And we were going to talk more to them in a little bit. The reason that it actually struck me a minute ago was because some folks that are here shopping overheard us talking about the dope.
The dope.
We can't get away from the dope.
We can't seem to get away from it at all.
We did speak again about marijuana yesterday, didn't we?
That was on the agenda. So real quick, Active Communications here in the Dillon Ridge Shopping Center. Of course, the City Market is directly across the street here. We're right next to the
Starbucks.
Right next to the
Everyone knows
Starbucks.
where Starbucks is. And we're going to talk to Anita and Casey in just a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Their address is 324 Dillon Ridge Way here in the Dillon Ridge
You nailed
Shopping
that.
Center.
I wouldn't have
Well, I had my
remembered
cheat
that. Well, all
sheet.
right. See, I don't have it on
It'd be
mine.
embarrassing
All right.
if I didn't nail it.
Carry on. Back to the marijuana.
Back to the dope. So yeah, we continue our conversations as a council in the work session last night. The work sessions, for those of you who haven't been to any of our meetings, it's an opportunity. No formal actions are being taken. There are no votes that are taken. Anything like that. It's as the name would imply, an opportunity for us, the council, to talk about the issues and how we will approach that. And
Right.
of course, bring staff into the conversation as well and
when
get their
necessary, absolutely.
yeah, and get their suggestions. So we've been talking about the marijuana regulations in Dillon now for quite a while.
Well, we
It
joke
seems
about
like-
it, but it really is important because
yeah.
times are changing, and time, you know, Dillon needs to change with them.
That's right. Yeah, it's critical that we spend the amount of time that we have and that we'll continue to do on these issues. It's for I'm sure plenty of people have followed the issues statewide, and the issue. The complexities of this issue are real.
Well, I wouldn't have even thought. Ned West, our town planner, actually put together a spreadsheet, and that was the first time I'd ever actually lay eyes on it. I mean, there are a ton of different aspects to this. And correct me if I'm wrong again, but it appears as if we're using the model not only by the state and the county, but the other towns up in Summit County to kind of figure out where the town of Dillon's opinion and procedures and regulations will lie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we do have the benefit here in Dillon, due to the fact that we never had a medicinal marijuana shop in Dillon. We're effectively a year behind the other communities here in Summit County. So Frisco, Silverthorne, Breckenridge have all had recreational marijuana shops now since the start of 2014. So really, it's given us an opportunity in Dillon to take a step back, see how everybody else is approaching
what's
these issues.
working,
What's
what isn't
working, what's
working.
not working, exactly. It really, this extra year effectively it's been very helpful. We are able to see what everybody else is doing, and that's pretty important with this issue. We certainly don't want to be, and we're not in Dillon, but we don't want to be the cutting edge of something drastically new. The legalized marijuana, as we all know, socially speaking, it's a very significant change, and to take a little time and to make sure that we're doing it right is
and like we said, there's so many different complexities to it. So we're almost in a fortunate spot to be lagging just a little bit behind.
We
Because
are.
again, we can see what works and what doesn't work. So
Yeah.
Again, we joke about it, but I'm sure we're going to talk about it again.
You'll hear
moving
more about it,
forward,
I'm
and,
sure.
You know, it is what it is, and times are changing, and so is Dillon.
Yeah,
so a lot of positive, different stuff in a lot of different regards.
You mentioned I'm sorry to cut you off, but you
absolutely.
mentioned that the public process, and you know, it was probably about a month ago, maybe it was a month and a half ago now, that we had the public forum specifically on Dillon's approach to the marijuana regulations.
Very well attended.
Very well attended. We got some great feedback, and we are using that feedback to craft our own specific regulations. Those of you who have been following the issue know that, well, Dillon's a small town. We're area-wise a very small town. So specifically, where are these shops going to be allowed is one of the bigger questions, and that area is really sort of shrinking down, and I think we have a pretty good idea of where those retail marijuana shops will be allowed in town.
And the terms of all that get confusing to me, but it sounds like you guys understand them, and that's terrific. And just as a side, I just want to say active communications again, because we're going to just, we messed up at the very beginning, so active communications next to Starbucks. See,
that's right.
That'll make sure Anita and Casey are happy
exactly.
with us over there.
Yeah.
Another really, I thought, kind of cool thing that came up at town council was potentially, and you're going to have to speak more to this, but potentially naming a peak to help out. Is it the Breckenridge Rotary wants to name a peak in the? Go on, take over.
Yeah, no, sure. That's so this is sort of a newer issue that we're looking at, but yeah, effectively that's right. So the Breckenridge Rotary is looking to name a locally unnamed peak. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you the elevation. It was 12
11 or 12. It was
12 and
12,000
change.
foot. Yeah, that sounds right.
And just off the ridge of Loveland Pass. So it's currently an unnamed peak. There's a process that one would undertake to name a peak that requires local support and local buy-in. So we were approached by the Rotary, by the Breckenridge Rotary, effectively asking for their support in the naming of this peak, which they hope to be called Rotary Peak. I think it's a cool idea, and it's one that I hope we as a town end up supporting.
It did sound cool, I guess. Sorry
Yeah,
to cut you off.
not really neat idea, and the thought being that the Rotary, of course they work locally more often than not, but a lot of the times they have opportunities to bring kids and younger folks up from the Front Range who don't. We're pretty spoiled up here. I know we all know that, but it's easy to forget.
If you keep telling people, they're going to start. More of them will show up.
Yeah, it's true. So we're surrounded by the mountains. We look at them every day. For a lot of kids, just an hour down the road, they don't have that same opportunity. So the Rotary's thought was to name a peak, and then it's it's easy enough to get to, and you get beautiful vistas again up off of Loveland Pass.
And then when you come up here and you're looking at the mountains, you can look at Rotary Peak.
That's it. Yeah.
So, and
exactly.
I always thought that you either had to climb a mountain or descend a mountain to name it, but turns out you got to go to town councils and all this.
Yeah.
All these different processes.
It's a different process. But anyways, like I said, I hope that we as a town are able to help the Rotary in its efforts to name that peak.
And I think this is kind of a cool segue because we mentioned kind of exciting naming a peak. That's kind of neat. Something else that I think is extremely exciting because I've never tried it, and I don't know about you, but stand-up paddleboarding is coming to Dillon.
Yeah, it sure is. Actually, I spent way more money than I needed to last summer on a couple stand-up paddleboards for myself and for Carolyn. We did great. We got you get what you pay for in those stand-up paddleboards, and we got a couple nice ones. We were on the lake all summer here on Lake Dillon, and did a couple road trips here and there, going to different lakes, and actually took them down the upper sea. But yeah, you mentioned that paddleboarding is coming to Dillon. This is really exciting. It's something that our marina manager Bob Evans and then Shannon Jacoby have been working on quite a bit. But getting a paddleboard concessionaire, a vendor down to the Dillon Marina. So now, in addition to being able to go down to the Dillon Marina and rent a sailboat or a motorboat, or just go down to the tiki bar and have a few cocktails, there'll be a little stand right there, and you can go out and rent paddleboards now. Or starting this coming season, you'll be able to. The company that we ended up going with, that Bob and Shannon and a few other members of staff decided on, is they're a company familiar to those in the area, but Stand Up Paddle Colorado. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was a mouthful. We were actually working. I'm glad you took that one on. Stand Up Paddle Colorado, and it is standuppaddlecolorado.com.
Yeah.
All spelt out. So
check them out. They have a really cool setup up on the Upper Colorado River at the Rancho Del Rio put in, for those of you familiar. They have a neat setup there that I had a chance to check out last summer. They have all sorts of boards and of very high quality. Not only do they have a space out at the Rancho Del Rio, but they also have a space at the Frisco Marina.
So we're in good hands with those guys. And I know that they're going to have a number of different boards, as well as do some different clinics and lessons and all that stuff.
Clinics, tours, lessons, rentals, and rentals of all sorts of different boards. There's a whole variety, just like skis. There's a whole variety of them out there. They got the big boards, the little boards, the the longer, the skinnier, all
It's
sorts.
reverse though, isn't it? Because I feel like when I first started skiing, they were skinnier boards, and now for me, they can't get fat enough.
That's right.
But on stand-up a paddle board, you want it wider to begin with, and then it shrinks
I think
down.
that's yeah.
Okay, very interesting.
The board I
inverse.
chose for myself is it's a model specifically for us huskier built gentlemen.
Husky. I don't know if I'm buying that one.
The board I have it's a tank. You and I could go on the thing and have a great time and not even
And
get
then
wet.
grab, like you said, then grab a drink at the tiki bar.
Absolutely.
I'm in. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
It sounds like an okay afternoon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the Dillon Marina really is one of the gems that we have here in Dillon.
Certainly.
So we gave you the website to the stand-up paddle boarding. You can always go to dillonmarina.com as well. So
That's right.
pretty cool.
Very
Summer's
exciting.
almost here.
It's right around the corner.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. I'm going to get out of the way, Louie, and let you chat with the folks from Active Communication. So I'm going to let you take over.
Okay,
Come
right
here.
on. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Louis Scovera. I'm with Dillon's Town Council. We're coming to you live here in beautiful downtown Dillon. I'm standing here with Miss Anita Denbosky. And Miss Anita, tell us about yourself. You are the owner here at Active Communications, is that correct?
That's correct. We have actually 6 locations. We have the Dillon store here across from next to Starbucks, across from City Market in Dillon. We also have a store in Edwards, Eagle, Glenwood, Aspen, and Rifle. So we're really excited with this particular store because we just went through a new remodel.
Oh, great. That's exciting. How long have you been in this location? You just mentioned a new remodel, but how long have you been here?
12 years.
With your shop? 12 years?
Yes.
Wow, that's
So-
outstanding.
And in the cell phone business, that's a long time.
I can imagine that it would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well,
So-
that's great. So you just said you went through a new remodel.
Yes, we recently remodeled. We got all new, brand new store, and we're really excited about sharing it with the community. So if you haven't been over in a while, we invite you to come in and see our new digs.
Tell me real briefly, and I know I'll have a chance to talk to the store manager here in a minute. But if I have any cell phone provider, are you specific to AT&T?
We are exclusive AT&T, and we
Great.
have been from the very beginning. And as the owner, I had a choice of any carrier when I started my business, and I've been really excited that I chose AT&T because they are definitely superior in the high country, and that's all we sell is AT&T.
Sure. As an employee of Arapahoe Basin ski area, I can tell you it's the only cell phone provider that works up there. So if you ski the basin, you need AT&T, and you can come in, talk to Miss Anita and her lovely sales staff to pick up an AT&T phone.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about the employee part because we actually give discounts to local businesses. So if you're not getting a discount, if you have a local employer, come in and we'll check your account, and we could probably get a discount on your account for you because we do give discounts to local employers.
Oh, wow, that's great. That's great to
Yeah.
know. Terrific. Outstanding.
Well, in addition to the new store, I do want to show off my new staff. I
Okay.
have a new manager and all new staff, and they are fabulous. Highest rated in the high country, great customer service. And so I want to introduce first our new store manager, Casey Lawrence.
So, Mr. Casey, I understand from Miss Anita, you're the new store manager here. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I began early in February this year.
Outstanding. Congratulations. It sounds like a nice opportunity.
It is. It's a wonderful company to work for. I couldn't be more thrilled.
Great, great. How long have you been up here in Summit County?
I relocated the beginning of February this year.
Oh, good for you.
So,
Coming
pretty
from-
new to the area.
Cool. Coming from where?
Glenwood Springs, the Roaring Fork Valley.
Oh, great. Okay. So you're used to, you're used to winters and all that, and we had a good one up here. So
Yeah, it's been a heavy one this year for
yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. Cool. So Casey, tell us about some of the new products, some of the new offerings that AT&T has coming out this season.
Absolutely. Well, Lou, April has been a very exciting month for both Active Communications and AT&T. We have quite a few different things going on this month. First of all, we do have a promotion going on where for every time a customer takes out a new line of service with us, be that a new phone, a new tablet, a wireless hotspot, anything like that, AT&T is actually offering a $100 bill credit per line activated with us.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
And that paired with our new mobile share value plans, we definitely have been getting some amazing values going for our customers.
Oh, neat. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that I really follow the phone, the technology, any of that sort of stuff. I'm pretty rookie on this. I'm a hand-me-down iPhone kind of guy.
Fair
but it sounds
enough.
like there are all sorts of new products out, some Samsung products. I hear about those. I hear they're popular, but What are you guys stocking these days?
Absolutely. There have been 2 major products that have launched this month. Both launched April 11th. The first one being, like you said, with Samsung, that was the Galaxy S5. Some of the benefits of that device, it's got a 2.5 gigahertz quad-core processor. Layman's terms there, you have desktop-like speeds on your mobile phone so that you can take advantage of our 4G LTE network, which we do have in deployment up in our area. Also, another great feature, especially beneficial to this area, is going to be the fact that that phone is water resistant. So, you're out on the slopes, you drop it out of your pocket into the snow, you pick it up, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about shorting anything out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Also,
Sounds perfect
while
for
you're
me.
out there, you're making memories, things like that. What better way to take advantage of capturing those memories than with a 16 megapixel camera integrated right into the phone there?
Wow.
Also, trying to keep up with the iPhone there, they did integrate the fingerprint scanner in there so that you can open your phone a little bit more secure there.
A fingerprint scanner. Okay. So we have fingerprint scanners on phones. We have watch phones now. It really is becoming a James Bond movie. Okay.
Oh yeah, every little kid's dream.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. And so you mentioned the waterproof. That's great for those of us on the North Shore of Lake Dillon who like to go out paddleboarding, like we were talking
Exactly.
about earlier.
Yeah, paddleboarders, feel free. And if you don't go with the option for the phone that is water resistant, we always carry the LifeProof series of cases as well that can turn any of your phones into a water resistant device as well.
Yeah, for most of us up here who lead a slightly more active lifestyle, what a great way to protect your investment.
And speaking of active lifestyles, there is another new device out there that we just launched that sort of accommodates that as well. And that one's going to be called the HTC One M8. One of the major benefits that they announced with this device is that actually with the first 6 months of activation on the phone, should anything happen to your screen, you're out and about mountain biking, hiking, something like that, it has a drop. Those screens, they're a little fragile, they can shatter every now and again. For the first 6 months of activation, HTC will actually replace the screen one time should anything happen to it.
Oh, that's great. Excellent. Outstanding. Anything else that you'd like to tell us here, Casey? Any new products? Anything exciting going on in the store? I know the store itself is pretty new, and you have a new staff. And
yeah, a lot of new this year for sure. Another new one that we just recently got about a week and a half ago. We did just begin carrying a premier series of accessories. They're called Giessen. They make premium leather and faux leather cases. Currently, we are the only carrier in Colorado that offers those. So that is an Active Communications exclusive right there.
Oh, great.
And some amazing products, for the iPhones especially. Also, along those lines, we do carry the full series of the Apple products, whether that be iPad Air, iPhone 5S. We've got it all.
You carry all that as well?
We do.
Outstanding. One-stop shopping here in the Dillon Ridge Shopping Center.
Absolutely.
Directly across the street from the city market, directly next door to Starbucks. We're here at Active Communications at 324 Dillon Ridge Way. I'm standing here with our new store manager, Casey. Anything else, Casey?
No, we're just excited about all the new changes that we've got going on. Speaking of new, we do have a brand new staff going here. That would be Mr. Miles Kennedy, Mr. Angel Deonda, and Miss Allie Conklin.
Well, come on in and see the staff here at Active Communications, again in the Dillon Ridge Shopping Center. Come on in for any of your AT&T phone-related needs, including accessories.
Absolutely. Even if it's not AT&T, we're always happy to take any questions, and we have accessories that'll fit any phone. So come on in, we'll make sure you're well taken care of.
I'm sorry, that employee discount, that's pretty cool that you guys do that. If you work up here, they try and swing you some sort of deal, so stop in and check them out.
Absolutely. And we definitely can get something going there.
Cool. Right on, Casey. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, Louie. It's been a pleasure.
All right.